this helicopter wants to contact us, and for some reason, whatever reason, it can't. They're asking to land on our boat. When you see a helicopter, they're never for you, except when they are for you. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. So, I am currently in a beach car park. I have a mildly naked person to my right and a person sat in the van to my left, and I'm hoping A, they don't see me vlogging, and B, you don't see them naked. I have a bit of a story time for you, and Zach was gonna be here for the story time, but it's his first day off today. He obviously worked till 6:30 this morning on nights. And I went to jiu-jitsu this morning, and then the minute I got home he was like, right, we're going surfing, and I was like, okay. So he just hopped into the car. The waves are massive. I filmed some on this camera when I walked down to the beach, and I don't even think that will do it justice to how big they are. They're booming, and I was originally going to film this video in the sand dunes, but it's just too booming. That's the only way I can describe it. The waves are just too loud. So today I'm going to tell you all about the time, this time last month actually, that we were rescued by helicopter on a yacht. And this is a pretty wild story, and I've been itching to share it with you guys, but I've had a few videos to post before this one, so here we are. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Maybe tell your friends about it. My subscribers are going up, and I honestly, every time I get a subscriber, I do this little like happy squeal and dance. Even though it's just a red button that you click and it's free and anyone can do it. It's the like, not commitment. It's not a thing of commitment. It's just the fact that you're thinking, huh, this person, yeah, I could see another one of their videos, and that's just such a nice feeling. So anyway, this all happened around the 15th of October. Me and Zach for a while have wanted to get more sailing experience, and that's no surprise or secret. We've wanted to progress from dinghies to yachts, and we have managed to be fortunate enough to hop on some people's yachts in the Swansea Marina and either race with them or sail somewhere else like Cardiff. So from that we wanted to learn more, get more experience and get a qualification. So we were originally going to do our competent crew, which is essentially learning how to be a successful crew member. So the person on the helm, which for those people who don't sail is the steering wheel of the boat, it's not doing that, it's doing everything else. So adjusting the sails and putting the fenders out, which are the big kind of airbags on the side so you don't hurt the boat when you hurt the boat. I'm going really basic here. We were going to do that course, which was a 5-day course, and then eventually we were going to do our day skippers theory and then our day skippers practical. However, we spoke to the instructor before the course and he said, you know what guys, you may as well go in for the day skippers, and if you're ready at the end they can assess you for that. If you're not ready, then they can assess you for competent crew. So that was so lovely of him to say that. So we went into it and we did the theory first, which was a 5-day course, and we passed, which was so nice. Good morning everyone, it is Thursday the 7th of October and me and Zach are finally doing our day skippers.
It's taken a while.
It's taken months, but we're here and we've got 5 days of theory now, and then we've got 5 days of practical. Fingers crossed in 10 days we'll be proficient sailors. And
the weather's looking quite good as well. Yeah,
the weather's looking good for October. We're a bit nervous that it would be really windy and cold and rainy, but it's looking alright. We've both got proper sailing clothes on order, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they come in time. And yeah, excited for the next 10 days. We're both off work, which is much needed.
Nice to be back in the classroom for 5 days.
Yeah, it'll be the first time me and Zach have ever learnt together. So yeah, we're on our way to the marina, to the office, to start our day skippers. And then we moved straight on to 5 days practical, which was with a different instructor, and it was in Cardiff. And we were actually fortunate enough to stay on the boat, which was amazing. So there was a group of 4 of us doing it. It was me, Zach, a guy called Joe who's a friend from uni, and a guy called Chris who's just bought a boat but doesn't quite know how to sail it. It was a really small group, perfect for the course. The first day we went out and we were just motoring. So there's the marina in Cardiff, there's the bay, which is kind of a big saltwater lake, I guess, and then there's the barrage, and that is the lock, and that's how you get in and out of the bay to out at sea. So we were just motoring around in the smaller bay before the barrage, and it's sheltered, and yeah, we were getting to know the boat. The boat was a 41-foot boat, so it was quite a large yacht, and we'd never steered or helmed a boat like that before, so it was definitely a good experience just to motor around and get a feel of it. They perform so differently than cars, it's actually crazy. When you turn a boat, it doesn't just stop when you stop turning, it will keep turning. There was a lot to get used to. And then the second day we woke up early and we decided to head out to sea to sail because it was windy and we were all raring to go. So we headed through the barrage and we sailed away from Cardiff slightly for about an hour and a bit, and then we went round an island and we were coming back to Cardiff. It was pretty windy, so we're heading on a bearing, which is just the degree angle that you want to stick on in order to get to your location. You can't just hold the wheel straight, it's not as easy as that because the water's hitting you at all different points. The tide's hitting you, the wind. Basically, you've got all these forces pushing on your boat. You can't just hold the wheel straight and expect to stay in a straight line. So you have to overcompensate. So I was focusing so hard on doing that for a little while. And we kept hearing kind of a faint helicopter in the distance, and I just assumed that they were doing, I don't know, training or doing their own thing. That's my biggest take home from that, is when you see a helicopter, they're never for you, except when they are for you. That's why this story gets very intense very quickly. So we were sailing along. So in a few nautical miles to Cardiff, there were sandbanks. And we knew, because of the tide times, because we knew it was deep enough to cross those, but we still didn't really want to go across those, just in case. And we were almost back at Cardiff, and we started hearing muffles on the radio. And just for also those who don't know, everyone at sea is on channel 16, which is the universal channel of the water. It means if you're in distress, you can radio on channel 16 and other boats near you will hear. The Coastguard can contact you on that, and it's just the channel that everyone's on. So we were on this channel and we kept hearing muffles from the VHF, and so Joe went downstairs into the boat to see if he could hear it any better down there, and we still couldn't really hear anything, but we could still hear the helicopter. It seemed like it was getting closer. I was still steering, it was still very windy, there was lots of swell, and that was the situation at this point in time. And then the helicopter got really close to us. There's a photo which I'll insert. It's of me holding the helicopter. I just put my hand up and Joe angled the camera and took this photo. But at this point we still thought it was for someone else. We sail along happily, thinking nothing of it, and then it gets right above us and it holds up a sign in its window which says channel 16.
I can't do it. 16! I can't do it.
Okay, this helicopter wants to contact us, and for some reason, whatever reason, it can't. We still don't know really why that line was so bad that day, but it was so muffled. So Joe is trying to figure out, he's asking them questions and they're trying to tell him. So they get closer, and then Joe finally realises they're asking to land on our boat. I'm not kidding, they're asking to land on our boat. So Peter, our instructor, takes the helm, and we suddenly have to snap into action and remember all the things that we got taught on the theory course about a heli rescue. We got told that a helicopter will come over you, it will have a big metal line and it earths the helicopter, because obviously when the blades are spinning there's a lot of static, and you do not want to touch that line. That will electrocute you. So they keep it away from you in order to not electrocute you, essentially. And you're meant to drop your sails, and you're meant to put the high line, which is just a piece of nylon rope. It comes down from the helicopter and it's got a beanbag on the end, and you're meant to put that beanbag in a bucket on the boat to keep it safe. And you're meant to secure all loose items. You're meant to steer on, I think it's a 30-degree angle. Sorry, if I get any of this wrong, I'm really sorry. I've A, just learned this stuff, and B, it was a bit of a blur, like, I'm not gonna lie. So you have to steer on this strict angle, and they radioed us to tell us the degree they wanted us to stay on. So Peter, our instructor, took the helm in order to do that. The helicopter was slightly behind and above us, and the reason that was the case was because the downforce of the propellers would whip up water. If they were in front, then it would splash you, essentially. So they were behind us. The wind was pushing their force behind us. I hope that makes sense. Peter's steering, but because of the static and the sound and the noise of everything, Peter has to turn off his hearing aids because he just can't hear anything through these. So he turns them off. So Peter's essentially at this point out of the scene. You know, he's steering. There's nothing else he can do because he can't hear anything at this point. So Peter is eyes on the prize, completely just heading on that bearing, and we are, I wouldn't say freaking out because we were keeping calm because we had to keep calm, but inside, oh my gosh, my heart was doing little flippy floppies. It was going trying to remember everything we've just been taught was crazy. It was amazing, don't get me wrong. I could not stop grinning. It was a surreal experience. Anyway, then they opened the helicopter door and there's two men just sat up there and they're looking at us and they're signalling to us to do things, and they said to get some gloves, so we got some gloves, and then they throw this line down and they want us to catch it. So we caught the line and we slowly, I think it was Chris, slowly feeds the line into the boat. Meanwhile, our sails are still up, so we thought we had to drop them. They didn't tell us to drop them, so we kept them up. The helicopter must have been about a metre or two above the mast at this point. It was so close to the boat, and I was just looking up and I could see just the base of the helicopter. That feeling is indescribable. Helicopters are massive. Obviously they look tiny in the sky. When they're right above you, like a few meters above you, oh my gosh, was it scary. So they're above us. Meanwhile, we're on this bearing and we're just heading straight for land. Like there's not much we could do. We know we're over the sandbags at this point. The helmsman has to take it as their responsibility to navigate a safe course while this is happening. So if Peter did decide that this wasn't safe, he could have aborted mission and tacked, and then the helicopter would have had to go away and come back. But we were okay, but we were getting quite close to land at this point. They send the line down and then they send the guy down on this line. We're pulling on the line and the guy lands on the boat. What a feeling. What a feeling. he's got his paramedic helmet on, and he takes his helmet off and shakes people's hands, and we were just stunned. We were stunned. It was windy, it was crazy tides and lots of swell, and this guy has just come from the sky onto our boat. Crazy experience. Anyway, they send him back up. And they say thank you on the radio. We thank them. We said they're doing an epic job and to keep up the great work. What do you say?
Bloody great job, guys. Honestly, you're doing the Lord's work. I absolutely smashed that. Over.
Yeah, they thought we were fantastic. I'm just shaking through that. There's still a wind channel. There's still a wind channel.
I said we smashed it!
Perry won't believe that.
What's up? That was the steadiest course you've ever kept. Basically, what the important thing is there really is that the noise. Yeah. You can't do nothing in the noise. So what you're gonna do? All I did, you told me to be on 310, and that's all I did. And not do nothing. I'm not going to sit for that. So you told me to be on 310, and then obviously then it's different instructions. Yeah. But there's no way on this earth could we hear it up here.
Yeah.
Hey, tick in the box.
You know what? I could hardly understand what they were saying.
Yes, and if you think about it, I had no chance.
Yeah.
But it was all this is picking up is the helicopter noise. Yeah. I actually had to turn my hearing aids off.
We messaged our theory instructor that we'd just been rescued by a helicopter, and he was like, "What?" In all his 20 or 25 years of coaching, he's never been in that situation or never had them land on his boat. So we feel really fortunate that we got to experience that. Wow. So yeah, that was a crazy experience, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll never have that happen to us again. That is the story about how we got rescued by a helicopter on a yacht. I just thought you guys would like to hear that story. I'm gonna head back to the beach. Zach is still out there. I really hope he's being safe right now because the waves are massive. There's loads of people out there, to be fair, so I think he's okay. There we are. I hope you enjoyed that story time. I hope the footage I got was somewhat okay. It was pretty hard to multitask and get footage while everything's happening. You just go into kind of concentration mode where you just get the job done. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch up with you when Zach is out the water. Sorry guys, I didn't end up being able to catch back up because by the time Zach got out the water, it was kind of dark and we got home late and ate and went to sleep because we were both exhausted. So we didn't have time to fill you guys in on any more details, but I really do hope you enjoyed this video. It is just, yeah, I know I've said this so many times, but even just watching this footage back and editing it is pretty, I don't want to say the word crazy because I've said it so many times, but it is just an out of this world experience. But here is a clip from just a few days later, and it's a much calmer clip of us with the sails up, no helicopters involved, and a lovely sunset. So thanks for watching if you did get to this point, and happy sailing for those who do sail, and I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.